Before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Gurcharanvir Singh, and the starting of this video is slightly informal, but it gets formal towards the end. I hope you enjoy and stop at any time you want. Let's start with the project one. Basically, we talked about the craft we choose. So I talked about the weaving threads, and I came up with my own weaving style. Call it sitcom style. Sitcom means simple and complex, cause simply of the threads overlapping, continuously making it complex. This is what I came up with. My visual represent. Basically old and new combination. Old for traditional, new for technology. Now let's move to project 2. We had to do our own crafting scheme. So this is what I came up with. I used rotten strand got from Clank. The wood is used as a frame, and I had to experiment with different stuff. From the frame to the shape. So now moving to project 3. Project 3 we had to make a design to connect it to Puratang Sabtu. If you don't know what is Puratang Sabtu, is basically an abandoned kampong style palace. It is located in Terengganu. This is basically my site and where are the things I listed out. So this is my site analysis basically. So I want to list out few things, like pinpoint it. First is the river, which as you can read from down there. Second is the schools. There's a lot of schools here. The mosque, which shows that this place is a Malay place. The bamboo located next to Pura Tanjung Sabtu tells me that I can plant my rotan there. The soil is suitable for rotan, and the soil next to rivers and the pond is best for mengkuang planting. Next, I did a precedent study of a cultural center in China. I chose this place because of few things. First, the materials. Then it's actually like a renovation from the old building. So the old building they kept few things and then they made a whole building over it, which is kind of like what we are doing. So I thought it suited quite well. And then the next is the landscape design, which you will see later on. So this is basically my study on the materials. Like they mix up the materials and they didn't stick to one material only. So I kind of like these ideas. And then the next was um, the design and stuff. Well, I won't talk about this much, but if you feel free to pause and read it out lah. The next is my study on bamboo and like the wooden structure there. Like this uh, structure right here is actually weaved together to make a space, which I actually found it very interesting. And then I did a slight study for it to figure out how I'm gonna attach my skin design to my building. Next is the process of Mengkong, which is like okay, at first it starts with the harvesting. As usual, you just get it from the swampy area, and then next they are chopped. When they are chopped from the swampy area, it actually doesn't die. It will still continue growing, but it will take a while to you know to grow back. Then next they clean it because these leaves have this bengkuang have thorns. So they use this tool called jaha which makes them into strands and removes the thorns. Then they wrap it around each other and then they boil to remove the color. So the color from green will become like whitish yellow like that, and that's after 2 days of boiling. Uh, Next they will dry for another 2 days, and then they will after drying they will uh, boil it again, but with solution mixed with coloring depending on what color they want. So they like just boil it for like 15 to 20 minutes and you got your color already. Then they dry it for 1 hour and then it's ready to weave, to use as weaving material. Next is the rotan, which is about the same process. You harvest and then you soak, but you don't boil, and then you lay it out to dry, as you can see here the process. And then after drying, it can be used as as strands, like make it into strands, or use it as itself to create a frame, as you can see the frame going on. Then basically, like from all of this, I got a process and I wanted my building to have a process. So the spaces kind of like follow the process, and then I came up with a form which is what I call a three pencils stacked on each other. The pencils are named block A, block B, block C for easier references later. And then how I gonna connect to Puratanu Sabtu and my design development of like the generic shape. Next is my design development and like intentions. Feel free to stop and read because there's a lot to read. But to make things easier, I'll explain. I want block A to have like a trailer for a movie. So it will show the process. Like you can look through window and see the process, but you won't be in the movie. You just see the trailer. So I would like once they reach the space, they will experience the movie. And also I wanted it to connect to the lobby straight away because it will come from the jetty. There'll be a walkway from the jetty connecting straight to the building, and then building will connect to the lobby straight away. I wanted a center point to be like the lobby. And then next is my block B, which is simply be a place to boil and to prepare my materials. And then next is the working space, and I added a cafe on top because there's like a good view. That's like a summary lah. And then next is how I gonna like connect to Puratanu Sabtu and what am I gonna do with Puratanu Sabtu. So basically what I gonna do with Puratanu Sabtu, it used to be a palace, but after that they made it into like a hotel kind of thing. So it has been abandoned, but I believe after this place has been built, my design Puratanu Sabtu will come back and I will use this place, Puratanu Sabtu, to become a like hotel back again with rooms and stuff, but at the same time storage space for my materials so later on can be used. And then next is my plans, as you can see. And then next is my elevations. X is my section. Do keep in mind, stop at any time you want to like look at it closely. And yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoy.